Here we go, 24,392. We've got the 12er of Series 1. Case break. Okay, okay. The ladies crushed yesterday. Yeah.
We always do.
Seems a bit biased, but that's okay. Floor, you're allowed to have your opinions. Even if they're wrong, you're allowed to have them. Alright, we got a bustle of Tkachuk for Ottawa, Young Guns for Seattle of Nyman, and a Cup Quest of Hillebuck for the Jets. We've got a Tracking System Sparkle of Gustafson for Minnesota. We got a canvas of Line A for the Montreal Canadiens, and a Brant Clark portrait for LA. Encore Hedman for Tampa, Tracking System Swayman for Boston, Osman for Seattle Young Guns. We start off with an Outburst Silver Young Guns, Sillinger for the Blue Jackets. Boom! Right off the start floor. Who got it for you? Me. Look at that Columbus hit already. Compadres for San Jose. And we got a Kyle Connor for the Jets compositions. Canvas for Ottawa of Sanderson. Young Guns of Cairns for Calgary. And a goal-oriented for Tampa of Braden Point. Now I just got to get Anaheim and what was the other team? Philly stuff. Because those are the last two teams. Sizzle, Kyle Connor for the Jets. Morton for Calgary Young Guns. And a portrait for Winnipeg of Morrissey. How's it going? Dazzlers of Hughes for the Devils. Canvas of Keller for Utah. And a compositions for Carolina of Aho. Encore for Philadelphia of Konechny. Tracking Systems of Hill for Vegas. And we got a Sabrango for Ottawa Young Guns. Am I doing artifacts? If it fills, I will do it all. Yes. Simple answer on that one for all of them. Olmark for Ottawa Encore. Portrait Sparkle of Kadri for Calgary. And a Sizzle of Forsberg for Nashville. We've got a 250 Deluxe for the Blues of Buchnevich. A Bustle of Werenski for the Blue Jackets. And a Hyman Cup Quest for the Oilers. We've got a Young Guns Canvas Parek for Calgary. Oh my gosh, crushing it. Young Guns Demidov. Outburst Silver Young Guns Demidov. And a canvas of Parek. Might be the greatest box of all time. Portraits for the Panthers of Tkachuk. That actually is a really good box. And a clear cut for the Oilers of Hyman. Encore of Cooley for the Coyotes. And a Compadres of the Oilers. You know what was also different to floor yesterday? It's just teamwork, right? Dan had the packs and box open for me so I can move on to the next one. So, you know, the difference of helpers.
And Ashley and I were faster.
You know what? Also, Dan and Eric didn't speak. Oh, no, you weren't faster. Nah, it's not a speed competition. Sizzle for Nashville, Evangelista. Philadelphia Young Guns of Abels. And a Cup Quest for San Jose of Eklund. Really solidify myself as the best breaker. I agree. Thank you. Tracking System Sparkle of Hill. We got a canvas for the Devils of Hamilton. And a portrait of the Rangers Perot. Encore Perot for the Rangers. Tracking Systems for the Blue Jackets Merzlikins. And a Hudson Young Guns for the Oilers. We've got a Bustle of Knives for the Leafs. Young Guns of Leonard for the Caps, and a Lev Shunov for the Hawks portraits. Outburst Silver for Chicago of Dickinson, Bustle for the Red Wings of Cider, and a Crosby Compositions for the Penguins. Dazzlers Kochetkov for Carolina, Gustafson for Minnesota Canvas, and a Darlene Compositions for Buffalo. We got an encore of Fantilli for the Jackets, Tracking Systems Ottinger for Dallas, and a Cairns for Calgary Young Guns. We've got a canvas of Barbashev for Vegas, a Finley Young Guns for Tampa, and a goal-oriented of Crosby for the Penguins. We got an encore for Carolina Kochetkov, a portrait sparkle of Marchessault for Nashville. And we got a Bouchard. Is that Marchessault for Nashville? Yeah, it is. And a Bouchard sizzle for the Oilers. We've got a population count 1,000 Sidney Crosby. This man hits everything. Crosby to 1,000. Sizzle McCann for Seattle, and a Cup Quest of Yossi for the Preds. We've got a canvas Young Guns Ian Moore for Anaheim, Rodriguez Young Guns for the Oilers, and a portrait for the Blues of Holloway. Black and white canvas variant for Buffalo of Tage Thompson. Encore of Lev Shunov for Chicago. And a Nazem Kadri for Calgary. Bustle. Ah. Floor. My hands hurt because they're on fire. Keep it rolling. Sizzle of Luukkonen for the Buffalo Sabres. A Young Guns of Wood for Nashville. And a goal-oriented for the Rangers of Panarin. We've got a Werenski Bustle Sparkle for the Blue Jackets. Anders Lee for the Islanders Canvas. And a Larkin Compositions for the Red Wings. We got a Outburst Silver for the Anaheim Ducks of Ratko Gudas. We got a Bustle for Anaheim of Leo Carlson. And a Cup Quest Cal Connor for the Jets. Encore Seth Jones for Florida. Tracking Systems of Saros for Nashville. And a Camel for Nashville Young Guns. Floor, did you hear the joke I had yesterday with Eric, by the way? He clearly did not enjoy it. Sizzle of Kachuk for Floor, Ottawa. Young Guns of Lev Shunov for Chicago. And a Rossi for Minnesota Compositions. You don't think so? It was actually really good. We got a canvas of Ovechkin for the Caps. A Young Guns for Carolina Suzuki. And we got a portrait of Cider for the Red Wings. I will tell you if I get it. So it flows nicely. Dazzlers of Marchenko for the Jackets. Canvas of Tage Thompson for Buffalo. And a goal-oriented for Ottawa of Brady Tkachuk. We got an encore of Rossi for Minnesota. Composition Sparkle of Celebrini for the Sharks. And a Markstrom for the Devils. Sizzle. Deluxe for the Dallas Stars. The 250 of Sagan. We got a Bustle for the Buffalo Sabres of Tuck. And a portrait of Bedard for Chicago. Encore, Brant Clark for LA. We got a Tracking Systems of Joey Decord for Seattle. And a Young Guns for Pittsburgh of Koivunen. We got a canvas of Lafreniere for the Rangers. A Wise Blot for Nashville Young Guns. and a compositions of McDavid for the Oilers. We've got a clear cut for Vancouver of Tyler Myers. Encore of Strome for Washington. And a Mountain Mo tracking systems for Montreal. I thought it was a great one. And it's going to be his new theme for the entire year now. So that's the good news. I like having themes for people. We need themes for other people here. What would your theme be?
You said I'm gonna watch it.
We just did, though. We got a sizzle of Ovechkin for the Caps. Young Guns for the Oilers of Hudson. And a Matthews goal-oriented for the Maple Leafs. Floor, we need some nicknames if you want to help us out. A Bustle Sparkle for Florida of Reinhardt. Canvas for Seattle of McCann. And a compositions of Kopitar for LA. Like, Eric has like 4 or 5 nicknames now. Dazzlers of Makar for the Avs. Canvas of Bennington for the Blues. Goal-oriented of Sam Reinhart for Florida. We got an encore of Kreider for the Rangers. Tracking systems of Dostal for the Ducks. And a Frank Young Guns for the Capitals. Encore of Oslin for Buffalo. We got a sizzle of Lehkonen for Colorado. And an Oilers Young Guns of Rodriguez. Outburst Silver of Logan Stanley for Winnipeg. A Bustle of Gensel for Tampa. And a Cup Quest of Shesterkin for the Rangers. We got an encore gold of Olmark for Ottawa, numbered to 50. Olmark, Ottawa. We got a sizzle of Kachuk for Florida and a portrait of Draisaitl for the Oilers. We got a canvas of Nichushkin for the Avs. We got a Shine Young Guns for the Red Wings. And a portrait of Makar for the Avs. Floy, you're not helping me out too much here. I need some nicknames. Encore for Calgary of Zari. Cup Quest of Demko. Sparkle for Vancouver. And a Sorokin tracking systems for the Islanders. Compadres of Maple Leafs. A Young Gun Suzuki for Carolina. And a Quinn Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Compositions. Young Guns Canvas for the Tampa Bay Lightning of Duke. We got our Young Guns of Ryan Leonard for Washington. And a Barzal compositions for the Islanders. Black and white canvas variant for the Rangers of Lafreniere. Encore of Robert Thomas for the Blues. And a Hellebuck for the Jets. Tracking systems. Compadres of Nashville. Gatcombe for the Islanders Young Guns. Cup Quest Kreider Rangers. We've got a Compadres Sparkle for Oilers. A canvas of Kyle Connor for the Jets. And an Oslin for Buffalo Portraits. We got an encore of Parekh for Calgary. Sizzle for the Boston Bruins of Pasternak. And a Young Guns of Nyman for Seattle. I feel like I'm not going to get the air card in this. McCarron Outburst Silver for Nashville. Sizzle of Reinhardt for Florida. Goal-oriented of Nashville. Or not Nashville. Goal-oriented of Nylander for the Maple Leafs. Bustle for Vancouver of Sherwood. Young Guns of Dvorsky for the Blues. Cup Quest of McCann for Seattle. Canvas for the Oilers of Ekholm. Young Guns of Dorwart for Philadelphia. Compositions of Lane Hudson for Montreal. Dazzlers for Buffalo of Byram. Canvas of Kaprizov for Minnesota. And a Portraits for the Blue Jackets, Werenski. We got an Encore of Timo Meier for the Devils. Cup Quest Sparkle of Nietzsche's for Avalanche. And an Omark Ottawa Tracking Systems. Encore Demidov for Montreal. Tracking Systems Kochetkov for Carolina. Cagnoni Young Guns for San Jose. We got a Dazzlers Pink variant for Montreal of Caulfield. Compadres for Winnipeg. And a Compositions of Forsberg for Nashville. We've got a Young Guns canvas. Brindamore for Carolina. Robertson Young Guns for the Rangers. Goal-oriented of Caulfield for Montreal. Encore Blue of Leonard for Washington. Dobson Encore for the Islanders. Sizzle of Matthews for the Maple Leafs. Look at that. Anyways, Floor, so the Young Guns that I now am labeling Eric, when I opened it, is I said, what is a scary version of Eric? And the Islanders Young Gun, the guy's name is Scarrick. So I thought that was kind of good. All right, Compadres, Carolina, New Jersey, Tampa, Rangers, Makar. Well, that's not Makar, that's Avalanche. That's not Kachuk, that's Florida. Washington, Sparkle, Florida, Vegas, Montreal, and the Red Wings.
Just think a bigger one. This one.
What?
This one.
This one.
This one.
Okay. Encore, Caulfield, Nylander, Dvorsky, Camel, Byfield, Marchesso, Blue, Hudson, Luukkonen, Heiskanen, Ottinger, Dunn, Blue, DeBrincat, Blackwood, Kucherov, Riley, Zibanejad, Kyrou, Malkin, Demko, Reinhardt, Blue, Keller, Sorokin, Snuggerud, Bratt, Aho, Zaki, Tuck, Letang, Uyghur. You did hear that one? Yeah, that was a good one. So, his new nickname for the year is Scarrick. We got tracking systems of Talbot, Wolf, Urson, Binnington, Skinner, Demko, Bobrovsky, Sparkle, Blackwood, Gustafson, Vasilevsky, Wool, Shesterkin, Lindgren, Markstrom, Grubauer, Askarov, and Thompson. And Kemper.
This is mixed.
Cool. Next. Canvases, Swayman, Brant Clark, Montembeault, black and white variant, canvas of Kyle Connor. Caulfield, Cousins, Tippett, Kemper, Letang, Coleman, Hayes, Eklund, Yossi, Norris, Tanev, Bedard, the checklist, so a random, Foligno, Lowry, McMichael, Power, Cooley, Ottinger, Dostal, Draisaitl, Ferraro, and Eriksson Ek. We got an encore again of Raymond and Celebrini. Sizzles of Perfetti, McTavish, a Sparkle Aho. McKinnon Hughes, a Sparkle Johnston. Kadri, Hughes, Makar, McDavid, Marchment, Wyatt Johnson, Nyes. Sparkle Kyle Connor. Tippett, Crosby, Fowler, Carlson, Joshua. Sparkle Nyes. Johnson, Draisaitl, Sparkle Marchenko, and a Bobrovsky. Bustles, Tippett, Boldy, Bertuzzi, Stankoven, Holloway, Jarvis, Kane, Marchesso, Bratt, Lane Hudson. Compositions, Makar, Celebrini, Kachuk, Thomas, Bedard, Matthews, Makar, Sparkle, Gensel, Toffoli, Ovechkin, Hudson, Red, number to 199. Stutzel, Keller, Suzuki, Pasternak, Robertson, Gensel, Sparkle, Jack Hughes, Carlson, and Beniers. We got a Cup Quest of Nietzsche's, Kempe, Bedard, Demko, Hopkins, Kaprizov, Thompson, Marner, DeBrincat, Robertson, Timo Meier. Dazzlers of Werenski, Kaprizov, Nylander, Bedard, Lafreniere, Leonard, Pink of Ottinger, and a Tage Thompson. Goal-oriented Ovechkin, Ovechkin Sparkle, Raymond, Marchenko, Stamkos Sparkle, Patterson, Stamkos, Bratt, Raymond Sparkle, McKinnon, Kucherov, Kaprizov, Draisaitl, McDavid. Portraits of Malkin, Marchesso, Johnston, Fox, Eklund, Kadri, Laine, Matthews, Thompson, Laine, Sparkle, Ovechkin, Hughes, Jarvis, Zuccarello, Dvorsky, Wood, Malkin, Hagel. Canvas Young Guns for Calgary of Currens. Canvas Young Guns of Patterson for Vancouver. And a Weisblatt for Nashville, black and white Young Guns canvas. Outburst Silver Young Guns for the Penguins of Koivunen. Clear Cut Young Guns for the Rangers, Perreault. A Deluxe Young Guns for Vancouver of Tolopilo. To 250. We got a Outburst Silvers, Anaheim of Mintyukov. Winnipeg Scheifele, Brady Shea for Nashville, Coronado Calgary, Brodzinski for Rangers, Backlund for Calgary, Swagnificent Kochetkov. I don't know if that's a scratch on the card or what that is. Well, that's his jacket, I think. We've got a clear cut for Vancouver of Quinn Hughes. Number to 100 exclusives for the Philadelphia Flyers of Paling. And a 250 for Buffalo of Kulik. Population count 100 for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Vasilevsky. Young Guns, Moore, Coco, Snuggerud, Duran, Sabrango, Duke, Perreault, Coco, Duran, Wash, Robidaut, Tolopilo, Perek, Lund, Checklist, so I'll be randomed, Mazur, Callahan, Morton, Rinzel, Doc, Perek, Skarek, Wash, Moore, Oslin, Gotcher, Rinzel, Dortwood, Ford, Wood, Dvorsky, Doc, Patterson, Brindamore, Moore, Finley, Sillinger, Killian. Portraits of Hamilton, Young Guns of Tolopio, Demidov, Melanson, and Brindamore. There we go.